Great, this is a map system. This is like a Metroidvania kind of game here. Did you just push me like a little... What up, techies and gamers? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video. Welcome to Tech Toys and Gaming. As usual, thanks for stopping by, and today I have another tech treat for you, right? Why else are you here? If you're looking for a cam for your streams, for your video, YouTube recording, however you're recording your gameplay, and you're using a camera to record your face with the gameplay, or with it, you may be on a budget, right? You may not want to spend your hard-earned hardcore cash that you've worked so hard for in your life, right? Most of us, anyway. We don't get money for free, we inherit it. What? And you may not be looking to spend $100, $200 for a webcam just for recording your face. Maybe you don't really need that superior high of a quality.
Superior high of a quality, what?
And if you don't need that much of a high quality camera just to capture your face for your gameplay, there are options. And today I present to you one option. And that option is the Wenkia 1080p camera, right? This camera is probably ideal. Mostly I'm thinking for video conferencing, whether you're doing it via Skype, Zoom, that sort of thing, right? Where you don't need this superior or high quality, expensive camera just to record your face and to be in video calls and for people to see who you are, right? Identify you. Now, I know a lot of people use the Logitech C930 series camera, right? Maybe C920, they're kind of the same. They're pretty good. They make the cut for your Twitch and video streams, right? You can actually get away with using this for gaming, right? If you're just capturing your face and you're putting it nice and small in a circle, square, whatever shape, in a corner, overlaying your gameplay, then that works, right? 1080p comes in at 30 FPS, and this camera, Wenkia, comes as well as 1080p, 30 FPS, 30 FPS, 30 FPS. 30 FPS. So what I want to do is I want to put that side by side with the Logitech 930e. We're going to do a little comparison here between these two cameras and see what you get for $30, right? The Wenkia comes in at $30, and the Logitech right now, as it stands, is a little over $100 for this 1080p camera. Wow, I remember buying my camera and it was about 60 bucks. I had the 930e, bought it some time ago. 60 bucks, 60 bucks. I bought it for 60 bucks. I bought it for 60 bucks pre-pandemic, right? So that was when we didn't have all these technology shortages, the chip shortages, and items being stuck in a freighter somewhere in the ocean, right? So it was more available, so the price was down. Now they are jacked up. You can go on Amazon right now and see it's about $114 for this Logitech camera. So yeah, you might not want to dish out that much. So let's take a look at the Wenkia, see if we can do some kind of replacement for a lot cheaper, right? See if that, what is that, $100 to $30? That's $70 price difference, right? Let's see what you're getting. Why is my finger pointed so hard and pointing up? What? Let's see if that $70 gap makes any difference, right? Right now we have my Canon, right? SL3, 4K, 1080p, 60 FPS, all that good stuff. I'm actually using my Camlink 4K to record what you're seeing now, right? It's recording via my PC, through your screen, into your eyeballs, to the back of your brain where you see it, your retina, and I don't know where it goes from there, somewhere. And this is the quality of that. Obviously, I get a better quality when I'm recording directly from the camera, not going through my Camlink and into my PC, going all those routes. Different types of things happen, compression, color loss, maybe even some frame rate loss. But I haven't dug into the technicalities of what exactly all that does, but I can see with my own two eyes that capturing it from the camera directly versus the Camlink 4K, a little bit better with the camera directly. So anyway, let's go ahead and make the switch. Techies and gamers, here we are with the Wenkia 1080p camera, and right off the back, I'm looking at my screen here in OBS, and the color replication is not good. Right off the rip, the colors are not good. Now, I don't know if the lights I have behind me are causing that problem. Right, I have blue on here. It kind of looks light blue on the screen, and I have orange here. Okay, so it's kind of giving me a pale orange, but the oranges are pretty saturated behind me. So let's turn off these lights behind me and see if I can kind of clear up this green tint that it's creating. Right, techies and gamers, here are the same lighting conditions, at least from the front of my face. And I turned off lights behind me, and now the color replication is looking a lot better, right? It's not turning me green, so those colors back there are not working for my skin tone, all right? Apparently, maybe I can need to change to different colors or something. But otherwise, this looks pretty good. The white balance is pretty decent. Probably a little overexposed, I would say. So that's just one thing right there. Well, two things, you know, including the color problem. Three, this is the audio. What does it sound like? You tell me. I can't hear it right now. I'll check it in post-production, but I'll leave that up to you in the comments. If the audio is trash, at least trash in comparison to the Logitech when I test next, let me know. Put in the comments and let the potential buyers know as well, right? Potential gamers and techies looking for a cheaper webcam, at least cheaper than the Logitech C930e. 3, frame rate. This boasts 1080p 30 FPS. I'm looking here on my screen. 20? I would say about 20 FPS. That's what I'm seeing anyway. You tell me. This is definitely does not look like 30. I'm very sensitive to frame rates. This is not 30. I've recorded in 30 for some time, 60 for a long time. This is what you get, but I will say a pro on this camera is that it has a nice wide field of view, a nice wide angle view. It's capturing a lot more than, I think it's probably a lot more than the Logitech C930e. We're gonna look at that in a second. We're gonna put them side by side and check that for sure. But this has a pretty nice depth field of view, I guess you would say. If the focus is on my hand, how well does it actually blur out the back? Not much, but if you notice, as it's focusing more and more on my hand, on the bright area, it's kind of darkening the back in very jumpy increments. Look how it kind of jumps. See that? Or is it just me, right? Off first look, this looks like definitely a cool, right, video conferencing camera you can use for Zoom, Skype, that sort of thing. FaceTime, what? FaceTime has their own camera on the iPhone, shut up. Let's go ahead and make the switch over to the C930e and see if we can get some kind of comparison, right? Because just looking at it face on, you can kind of see if it's good or not, but when you put it side by side by something that's better or worse, you can tell if it's a curse. What? Stop rhyming again. All right, Tech is a Gamer. So here we go with the C930e Logitech webcam, and as you can see, this is a far more superior, probably audio and visual, right? I can't tell the audio. You tell me in the comments which sounds better. Tell everybody else watching this which one sounds better. But looking at here on my screen alone, at least going through my computer to my PC screen, looks much better in terms of color replication overall. I get the sense and the feeling that the Logitech C930e is a better camera, right? Obviously, for $70+ more, you get what you pay for, right? Of course, but if you don't want to pay for it, we're looking at a potential alternative. But right now, you can see the blues are nice and saturated. So are the oranges back here in the back. My skin is not green, right? I'm not discolored, at least not too much. The white balance is good. I'm not overexposed. That was the other thing. What I will say is that the Wenkia has a wider view, right? A wider angle. But let's turn these lights off and see what it looks like with the lights off, just to give it a fair comparison. And after that, we're gonna put them side by side so you can see true and blue if you're screwed. What? Oh, threw the remote behind me. I got a backup. I don't have to get up to get it. All right, Tech is a Gamer. So this is the camera just with this front-facing light on me right here. No colors in the back. And still looking quite good. I don't look overexposed. Colors are good, right? Frame rate's good. It's looking good overall. Not as much noise. I feel like the noise may be the same amount. At least when you're looking right here on this couch, you can kind of see the noise happening. But overall, I would, hands down, just looking at it, I would definitely choose the Logitech if I had it wasn't over $100. Over the Wenkia. We're going to do something fantastic. I'm going to do it just for you, and we're going to take these cameras, put them exactly side by side so you can see what you're working with. And let's put that side by side, and here comes the true blue truth in your face and in your tooth. What? Right in your teeth. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hi, Tech is Gamers. Here we are, a true visual side-by-side comparison between the Logitech C930e camera and the Wenkia 1080p camera. Now, right off the rip, let's get ripping it. The color replication on the Logitech is miles ahead of this Wenkia camera, right? You're spending 70 plus more dollars on the camera, so you're getting, like I said, you pay what you get for. But right now, just starting with the back, the colors back here, the blue versus the orange, right? Looks a little bit more on the pink red side, but blue and orange, it looks more true here in terms of saturation, color replication. Looks more like what I actually see in my room than what I'm seeing over here on the Wenkia camera. This Wenkia camera is completely washed out. My colors back here, I got like baby powder blue and what is that? I don't know. A light peach pink? Can't tell. Let's go to the foreground. My skin tone is green on the Wenkia, right? Green gray is definitely desaturated. Definitely not real to life, at least not as real to life as we have on the Logitech camera, right? This is more true to my skin tone color, even with this light playing, this light back here playing on my face, all these lights happening. It is maintaining a nice color balance here between the foreground and the background. The frame rate. Now we're looking at a true 30 here on the Logitech C930e. Not so true on the Wenkia. It kind of looks like a 20, maybe less, right? But you tell me, look at that. Look at the skipping here on these cameras, right? Right? It looks like his face is pretty much getting blurred here. Wow. It's almost like not even visible when you're moving fast. Wide angle view. Now, I will say that the Wenkia does have a nicer wider angled view here. Audio, right? Let's dig into the audio. Right now, you're listening to my Canon audio coming out of my Canon, right? And into my microphone, my lapel. But let's make a switch. We're going to jump over to the C930E. This is the C930E webcam audio, the stereo mic that's built into the camera, right? Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys tell me how it be, because when I flee, stop rhyming. Let's switch over to the Wenkia audio in 3, 2, 1. Wenkia microphone. Testing 1, 2, 3. Techies and gamers, you tell me in the comments which one sounds better. This is the Wenkia. We're gonna make a quick switch over to the Logitech in 3, 2, 1. We have switched, and this is the Logitech C930E. Hi, techies and gamers. Here we are. I have dropped in the SL3 Canon camera and a 3 side-by-side comparison. Looking at the Wenkia in comparison to these two other cameras, very washed out, right? Kind of just scrolling my eye around in a circle like that. You see that the Wenkia is very washed out. The contrast is relatively low. The colors back here are obviously washed out. We don't see, you barely see the orange and the blue happening the way we have on these other two cameras. Green tint, right? There's a tint issue happening here. Also, we didn't discuss this earlier, but the depth of field. Now, I'm noticing that the depth of field on both the Logitech and Wenkia are pretty much the same. There is no actual focusing or blurring out, any kind of bokeh happening. Not much anyway that you can notice. In the background, when you put objects closer, right? Up and close to the camera, you see that the background behind my hand on both the Logitech and the Wenkia are barely blurred out. If I open my fingers, you can see my face quite clearly, right? So very minimal bokeh happening there. Any depth of field filtering happening there. So let's see how these cameras react to lighting changes. So I'm going to turn the lights on in the back and let's see what these cameras do or don't do. Wow. Did you see that? Look at the change in the Logitech camera. Oh my Lord. You see how everything kind of went dim but it does look good once it's done, but you can obviously see the transition. The Wenkia, it just seemed to get brighter and you don't even see the orange. Let's throw on the blue and see what happens here. I will say of all three cameras, the blue, which is what the light is blue, looks the bluest on the Logitech camera, right? It has the deepest, bluest saturation. Final thoughts on this camera, techies and gamers. For $30, this is what you get for $30, right? You get what you pay for. It will work, right, for gaming if you wanted to game. As you can see, I have here on my top left corner. It's not bad once you shrink it down and you have it in the corner. If this is for your purpose, right, this is the purpose you're using it for, it'll work. Only thing is, I will say, is that the lighting situation happening here, it's not that great. There is some green tinting happening, right? If I wanted to have background color lighting, make it look fancy the way I see in my DSLR camera right here, you can't. It's changing my colors, turning me to Grogu. So there's that. There's also the fact that it is not 30 FPS. Doesn't matter. I don't know. If you're just capturing your face and you just want to be in the corner gameplay, it may not be a big deal. However, there are a lot of other gamers, streamers out there that use nice cameras, nice frame rate, 60 FPS, the way this Canon is capturing. So just something for you to think about. Would I recommend it for 30 bucks? If you're thinking about bang for buck, $30, this is a good deal. But if you jump an additional $70, $80 and get the Logitech C930e, you're getting it's a fairly big upgrade from that camera to that one. $80 worth, $75. I'll leave that for you to decide. In my opinion, probably not, but depending how serious you are and you really want to get that awesome quality on your cam when you're gaming and streaming, then you may want to just spend that extra dime and go for that Logitech camera. Unfortunately, right now it's a little overpriced, but you may want to get that. Otherwise, you can just jump the gun and go like I did and get a DSLR camera and just go all out. If you're really going to be a serious streamer and gamer, this is probably the best way to go. Techies and gamers, as usual, if you found this informative, hit that like button, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until my next review, I'll catch you then. And for right now, I'm going to close it out with a little bit of gameplay using this webcam just to give you a feel. That way you know more or less if this is the route you want to go and how you want to look. All right, techies and gamers, later. This is so freaking cool.